Greetings to everyone out there in YouTube land again. Today we are headed back up to the Reading area, and we're going to take a look at some more of the Union Canal along the towpath. I did a little bit more research, and I think I might have found from satellite photos where there is a lock where the actual locks are still there yet, and I believe they might have been restored at some point. So if you saw my previous video, we explored the areas of Green's Mill, and we followed the canal along there to where some of the locks were supposed to be that are no longer there and stuff. So we're going to go up there, go back up there today. This area is a couple miles up from where I was in my previous video and stuff. So I got to go up there and hopefully find this, and that there won't be any stuff undergrowth, you know, getting green, because it's really starting to get green out here. So the undergrowth, brush, leaves coming on the trees, it's getting harder for some of these places that I want to explore here and show you is of the abandoned and unique places. It's going to be hard to try and fill them when there's all kinds of, you know, undergrowth with leaves on it and stuff. It has to be done in like the winter months when there's nothing growing. So in the next couple weeks here, I'm going to have to switch my attention to filming other things for you and stuff, and get back to these unique places and abandoned places when there's no leaves on the trees and stuff, because in the past few days or so it's really gotten green out here. It's about the middle of May, and today it's like 82 degrees, at least that's what the temperature's indicator's showing on my Jeep here and stuff. So we went from having nights last week to where it was freezing, where we had freeze warnings, to today where it's in the 80s and stuff. So, but anyway, come on along, and hopefully we'll be able to find this lock and maybe another one while we're up here. So come on along and let's see what we can find. Alright, so I'm sitting here in the Ole area and sitting in construction. Welcome to Pennsylvania, construction capital of the world. Hurry up and wait. So anyway, if you go out hiking to the Union Canal, be sure to pick one of these things up. This is a map that shows you basically the areas along the canal and stuff like that. So points of interest. So I picked this one up yesterday at Green's Mill and stuff. So it gives you basically the whole length of the canal from where down there at Stonecliff, which we'll check out at some point, all the way up to the just about to the Stillwater Basin of Blue Marsh Lake is where the trail ends, and the actual canal ends there at the Stillwater Basin, because when they built Blue Marsh Lake was built in the top of Hawken Creek. They basically dammed the top of Hawken Creek up, and that pretty much took care of the canal through that area. So the canal goes from the Schuylkill River down in Reading on westward out, follows the top of Hawken Creek, I'm pretty sure, that area there, all the way out to like Lebanon County and stuff out through there, maybe to the Swatara State Park. I'm not sure how it meets up out there with other stuff, but it went from basically the I think it was called the Susquehanna branch of the Union Canal that went from Reading to the Susquehanna River out through there and stuff. So if you Google it or look on Wikipedia and stuff, there's a lot of information about the Union Canal and its many branches. Alright, so here we are along the trail, and I'm actually at the Reavers Bridge Road connector, they call it, of the trail. And I guess this connects the towpath trail to the Blue Marsh Stone Basin and stuff. Possibly I have to look at it on the map again, but I had to find a spot here to try and talk a little bit, because I'm using a different microphone today since it's not that windy out and stuff, and maybe you can hear it in the background. There's an open grade bridge. Yeah. And where I was going to film the start to talk about this, yeah, you wouldn't be able to hear it because it'd be more noise from the bridge than anything and stuff. So we're going to venture down the trail, which is that way behind me and stuff. So we're going to venture down. It's probably about close to a half-mile walk, I think, to the to where the lock is that I'm looking for and stuff. But I just wanted to point out to anybody that likes to fish, just walking across the bridge here. This creek so far to me has been very impressive. I've never been up here before and saw this creek, and I'm a fisherman, so I think I'm definitely going to be coming back up here and do some fishing. But if you're in the area of Reber's Bridge Road and stuff, it is special regulation only. I believe it is fly fishing only. And the reason I'm saying that, there's a sign that says special regulations, and the people that I've seen walking along here and fishing in the creek had nothing but fly rods. So if you're into fly fishing and only do that, here's an area for you to come to where it's strictly fly fishing. So with that, we're going to turn around here and we're going to make our way down this trail and see what we find along the way. I did check the board behind me as far as the special regulations for fishing for this area. It's delayed harvest and artificial lures. So just keep that in mind if you come out here, you know, read the regulations in the book and stuff. But that's what it is when it sign there says special regulations, delayed harvest and artificial lures. So, and that bridge that I crossed, that I was showing you, that is the Plum Creek that feeds into the Tulpahawken Creek. And I'll spin you around here and you can see where the canal was along here and basically stops right there. Not sure where it went to after that, but it follows down along here. Alright, I believe I found what I'm looking for down here, finally. And it's right off there. And I got some people walking towards me. And I think there's a person behind me here, but I believe I found one of the locks of the old canal. Alright, so this definitely is what I'm searching for. And according to the map here, this is stop number 11 on the towpath tour. So this is lock number 47E. It says here this was restored in 1976. It was given a received restoration efforts including stonework, realignment, and installation of 4 new yellow pine miter gates. So when the canal canal was in operation back in the 1800s, from 1827 to 1884. The person that was in charge of the lock, or the lock tender's house, would have been over somewhere. The house would have been between the lock here and the hill that's up there. So it gives a list of names here as to who operated the locks, and the job assignments included operation and maintenance of the lock. The salaries of the lock tenders ranged from a maximum of $10 a month to a low of $1 a month, which they received in the later days of the operation of the canal. So I guess depending on how much responsibility you had determines as to how much you got paid. So, but after searching, we finally found them. So they are falling in disrepair, which is a shame. I mean, the last time these were taken care of was 1976. It would be nice if there would be a something done again to restore these locks. And this is just looking the other way as to where the canal would be as to reference to the towpath there. So we'll walk around here and show you just a little bit more. And for you geocachers out there, I believe there is a geocache here, so I'm going to attempt to find it. I don't know where it is, but I think it's here, and this would make perfectly good sense for having one here. Algae growing. So from the looks of it, this was a pretty deep canal, or not a canal, pretty deep lock I should say. It doesn't give any more specifics on here on the map of it. If I would have to guess, I would say this is probably maybe 15 feet deep, just guessing from the looks of it. The one thing I wanted to mention, pointing out, the land is definitely holding up to its name. I think I remember reading somewhere that the Indians to this land called it Tapahawk, and it meant land of the turtles or something like that. I think that's what it was. I remember reading that somewhere. So yeah, just looking along here in the canal, it's definitely holding up to its name. Look at all these turtles in here. And yes, I did find the geocache that is here. I'm not going to show you where it's at, but one thing I did point out with reading up on that geocache, it says that the canals have wooden floors to them, and this is true here at this canal here, that there's supposedly a wooden floor in the bottom there, but we can't see that because of all the algae growing here and stuff. But that's an interesting fact also. So here's just a shot yet of they call the goosenecks, I guess, where the gates and stuff, or the locks, were attached to. You can see it on that side over there. So, alright, pretty interesting. Pretty cool. Finally found it. I'm actually going to turn around and head back to my vehicle from here. I'm not going to venture down the trail anymore because there really isn't that much more down there. There's one other stop, maybe a half mile or so down there. It's called the Van Reed property, but there's no locks there or anything. So there's other areas of this canal to explore. There's also about a mile or so down there. It's the Heaster or something. There's a canal how do I want to say, a canal history center there, visitor center. That's the word I'm looking for. I can't talk today and think, but I don't think it's going to be open right now because of everything that's going on. But there's also a covered bridge down there that's pretty interesting, so that might be in another video. Like I said, we're going to do this canal here in segments and stuff. The parts along the top of Hawken Creek right here that I did some research on and stuff. So we're just going to make our way back to the vehicle and probably wrap it up back there or somewhere close to there and stuff, unless I find some other interesting spots to film along here or find some nature on the way back. Nature, I mean animals. Alright, so we're just about back at the parking area, so I'm pretty sure we're going to wrap this up right here while I got the time, and hopefully the cars going across the bridge aren't interfering too much with this. So again, that's what I was looking for. So finally found the locks that are still there but in dire need of repair if they want to restore them and stuff. I'm not sure if there's more elsewhere and stuff up in Burnville. I'm going to have to do some more research on that and check it out. But I did mention that there's a wooden floor in that lock we were at, and there is a black and white picture in the brochure showing it when there was no water in it with the wooden floors to it. So if I can, I'll try and include that in the video, but I make no guarantees that I can. But I think we're definitely going to come back up here again and film some more at some point, and film a couple other segments of the canal here and stuff. This is definitely a interesting and worthwhile find and worthwhile hike or bike, depending on what you like doing and stuff. It is definitely worth it coming up here. So if you like the video, give it the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button down there to my channel if you haven't done so, and what's the other one? Oh yeah, hit that bell that's over there too, so you get notified when I upload new videos and stuff. So thanks for coming along, hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you soon.